Listen carefully to this, because the reason you keep getting disappointed by people isn't that you trust too much. It's that you still think the world is supposed to be fair. You believe honesty will be rewarded. Loyalty will be returned. Hard work will be recognized. You still believe that being a good person should be enough to keep you safe. Machiavelli tried to warn you. Most people don't play that game. They smile while they calculate. They promise while they position. They praise you in public and quietly replace you in private. This video is not about becoming a villain. It's about making sure you don't live like prey in a world built by predators. Tonight, you're going to learn 8 Machiavellian laws of dark intelligence. The powerful still use silently, naturally, unapologetically. Once you understand these laws, you won't see people the same way again. You'll see the intentions underneath the tone, the power underneath the politeness, the game underneath the kindness. Let's begin. 1. The law of shadow intent. Never reveal your real plan. Most people treat conversations like confession booths. They explain their motives, their fears, their hopes, their plans. They think this builds trust. It actually builds leverage for other people. Machiavelli knew that when your intentions are fully visible, you become predictable. And predictable people are easy to block, easy to control, and incredibly easy to defeat. Shadow intent means this. You have a public version of your plan and a real version. The public version is clean, simple, non-threatening. The real version is detailed, strategic, and entirely yours. This isn't deception, it's self-defense. Never reveal more than you need to. Never give people the blueprint to stop you. Never hand someone the keys to your own downfall. A strong plan lives in the shadows until the moment it strikes. 2. The law of the mask. You are allowed more than one face. We live in a society obsessed with authenticity. Be yourself, they say. Tell people everything. Be honest about all your weaknesses. Beautiful advice if you enjoy being manipulated. Machiavelli understood that different situations demand different faces, not lies, layers. You already do this instinctively. You speak differently to your boss than to your best friend. You act differently around someone you trust than someone you don't. You show different sides in different rooms. The difference is you do it unconsciously. A Machiavellian does it on purpose. Your values stay the same. Your integrity stays the same. But your presentation adapts. To the emotional, you become gentle. To the aggressive, you become unshakable. To the manipulative, you become unreadable. To the powerful, you become respectable. This is not fakeness. This is psychological fluency. The person with one personality is at the mercy of their environment. The person with many faces becomes impossible to corner. 3. The law of detachment. Care deeply, but never cling. Most people are controlled by what they're afraid to lose. Their relationship, their job, their reputation, their comfort, their image of being good. What you cannot walk away from owns you. If you're terrified of losing someone, they don't need to control you directly. Your fear will do the job for them. If you're terrified of disappointing people, you will betray your own needs just to avoid conflict. Detachment does not mean apathy. It means clarity. It means loving people without begging. Committing without attaching your identity. Helping without sacrificing your self-respect. Walking away when the cost becomes your sanity. The paradox. The less you need from others, the more influence you gain over your own life. When someone realizes you are willing to walk away, everything in the dynamic shifts. Power returns to you. 4. The law of silent leverage. influence without force, pressure without noise. Weak people raise their voice. Powerful people raise the stakes. Real influence is quiet. You don't dominate the room by talking the most. You dominate by being the one person whose absence would collapse the system. Silent leverage comes from three things. Position. You have alternatives other people don't know about. Patience. Refusing to react emotionally. In conversations, silence is leverage. When someone asks you a difficult question, pause. Let them feel the weight of your calm. Let them reveal more than they intended. Then respond with precision. In relationships, silence is boundaries. You don't chase, you don't beg. Your distance carries more power than your argument ever could. In business, silence is strategy. You become the person who delivers, not the person who performs. People follow the quiet force they can't quite decode. 5. The law of psychological echo. Reflect their truth, not your ego. Every human being is secretly asking three questions. Do you see me? Do you understand me? Do you value me? If you can answer those questions without ever saying them aloud, you gain access to their mind. Psychological echo means listening for what people really mean, not what they say. If someone says, "I'm overwhelmed," they might actually mean, "I feel alone." If someone says, "I hate my job," they might mean, "I feel unrecognized." If someone brags loudly, they might mean, "I feel insecure." When you reflect back the deeper truth, people feel understood sometimes more than they understand themselves. They relax, they trust you, they open up. They reveal their motives, fears, patterns, and desires without realizing it. Used ethically, this creates deep connection. Used unethically, it becomes manipulation. Learn the skills so you can defend against it, and so you can lead with precision. 6. The law of moral ambiguity. Stop asking what makes you look good. Start asking what actually works. Most people care more about appearing moral than making effective decisions. They avoid confrontation. They swallow disrespect. They stay loyal to people who show no loyalty in return. They choose short-term comfort over long-term truth. Machiavelli understood that the real world is gray, not black and white. Being good doesn't mean avoiding discomfort. It means choosing the option that protects more truth, more integrity, more future. Sometimes the kindest act is the harshest truth. Sometimes protecting people requires disappointing them. Sometimes holding boundaries requires being labeled the villain. Moral ambiguity does not mean abandoning ethics. It means applying them with intelligence, not naivety. Goodness without strategy is fragile. Strategy without goodness is dangerous. Blend both, and you become unstoppable. 7. The law of controlled exposure. Revealed information is surrendered power. We are living in the most overexposed era in history. People live stream their arguments. They post their insecurities. They share their location, their emotions, their failures, their impulsive thoughts. Every post is a psychological map of how to influence them. Controlled exposure means sharing in layers, public, professional, personal, intimate. Most people should never reach the last two. Never reveal your deepest wounds to people who haven't earned trust. Never announce your goals before you've built momentum. Never show your weaknesses to people who enjoy feeling superior. Information given cannot be ungiven. Treat it like currency. 8. The law of outcome obsession. Stop worshiping effort. Worship results. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. History does not remember intentions. It remembers outcomes. Most people are addicted to the feeling of progress instead of progress itself. They stay by, they plan endlessly. They research forever. They debate, argue, defend, rationalize, but they don't move. Outcome-obsessed people cut through all that. They ask, is this working? Am I getting closer to my goal? Is this strategy producing results or just keeping me comfortable? If this plan is failing, am I willing to pivot? They aren't loyal to methods, they're loyal to outcomes. They don't cling to dead relationships. They don't romanticize old goals. They don't keep doing what feels familiar. They do what works. That's why they win. You've just learned the 8 Machiavellian laws of dark intelligence. The same psychological patterns the powerful use without ever admitting it. But knowledge means nothing if you don't apply it. Pick one law, just one. Practice it for 7 days. Watch how people talk to you differently. Watch how conversations shift. Watch how quickly the manipulative become uncomfortable around you. Watch how the world stops feeling chaotic because you finally see the rules underneath it. And remember, this is not about becoming cruel. It's about becoming someone who cannot be exploited. If this changed how you see power in people, hit that like button. If you want more deep dives into psychology, human behavior, and the dark truths nobody else talks about, subscribe to the channel. Share this video with someone who needs it, and drop a comment. I choose strategic intelligence over emotional reactivity. Until next time, stay aware, stay sharp, stay powerful in the only ethical way by understanding the game without letting the game corrupt you.